Shalom is Levi Shore. Welcome back to Swing Good Torah. Okay, so it's almost Purim 5786, Purim 2026, and we are in a major war, and the war is to bring Mashiach. All right, so when we look into the Megillas Esther, when we see the battle between Mordecai and the wicked Haman, then we understand what is Amalek's battle against us, and we see what's going on in our days, and then we know how to fight it, and we know how to win. So back in the days of Mordecai and Esther, King Achashverosh, he was the king of the Persian Empire, and they ruled over 127 countries. And in our days, we see the rise of the Persian Empire again, and we see the Ayatollah Khamenei, and he's trying to get an arsenal of nuclear weapons to destroy the Jewish people. So that's the physical war. And it's very interesting. And then we have the forces of the USA right now with massive firepower. And they're just on the verge of this war. It's about to, the Middle East is about to explode. And they have two major U.S. carrier strike groups there, the USS Abraham Lincoln and the USS Gerald Ford. So it's all on the brink. So that's the physical war. But what's the spiritual war? So the spiritual war is Haman. He wanted to destroy the Jewish people spiritually also. Not just destroy us physically, but he wanted to destroy us spiritually. And that's the main war. And that's the war we're in right now. And that's what's holding back, the coming of Mashiach. And we had this great opportunity this year to see the coming of Mashiach. And we can win this war. And we're going to see what we need to do spiritually to win this war. So Amalek, who Haman is descended from, they want to do three evil things in the world. The first thing they want to do is they want to cause suffix. They want to cause doubt. And they want people to doubt that Hashem's running the world. And they want people to perceive the world as it's all like mikra. Everything's chance, it's luck, it's probability. And how we combat this is we combat it from the light of the Torah. And then we can bring clarity and emes and truth. And we can see, and that's one of the main things we learn in the Megillas Esther, because the Megillah Esther means revealing the hidden. And we reveal, by learning the Torah and doing the mitzvos, we reveal Hashem running the world, right? So Hashem, it goes from hidden to revealed, and then people can see clearly that Hashem's running the world. So that's the first battle. So they're trying to get people, to think the world's all random. Everything just happens. The world just happened to be created, and this happened to happen. And it's all these world leaders that are pulling the strings. But we see through the events of the Megillas Esther that even though there's these world leaders, and this is battle between the Jewish people, between the great tzaddik of Mordecai and the evil Haman and the wicked king Achashverosh, that really Hashem is directing all these events. So that's the first battle. The second battle is that Amalek wants to completely hide Hashem from the world, and they want people, to believe in atheism. The complete denial of Hashem, the complete denial of the infinite creator. Hashem has created the world, is sustaining the world, who's running the world. So the famous expression is Yad al Kis Yah. Like Amalek, he puts his hand on the throne of Hashem, on Hashem's Kisei Kavod, on Hashem's throne of glory, and they want to hide. They want to hide Hashem from the world. They want people to, believe in atheism. And we see this, and this is, it's a great battle. It's called, in some sense, the deep state, the New World Order, but this secular enlightenment, where they want to completely eradicate, knowledge of Hashem from the world. And our battle is this. So we have the mitzvah to actually destroy Amalek, and we're going to, read Parsha Zachor, where we remember the mitzvah to eradicate Amalek. And how we can start to fight this battle now, like before Mashiach comes, is what Avraham Avinu started, what Abraham started. It's Vayikra b'Shem Hashem. We call out in the name of Hashem. We proudly say that Hashem is our God. We say 4 times a day, really. We say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Listen, Israel, Hashem is our God, Hashem is one. The unity of Hashem, right? Hashem is one. And we're constantly learning Torah, doing the mitzvahs, doing acts of kindness, and this spreads the name of Hashem into the world. And then when Amalek's finally defeated fully, then on that day, like Hashem, right, his name will be one, Hashem will be one, and his name will be one, and the whole world will see the complete unity of Hashem. So here's the third thing that Amalek's doing. They're trying to separate the Jewish people. They're trying to get us to fight with each other. They're trying to get us not to be unified. They try to get the world to think there's many divine powers. So all throughout history, it's this idea of these many gods, or we're making things, making people gods, making, anything but Hashem a god, worshiping celebrities, worshiping athletes, worshiping politicians, just anything. They're trying to get trying to create all this doubt, of the unity of Hashem. And they want people to worship anything else, and they want to get the Jewish people fighting. Unfortunately, they're doing a great job in some sense of this right now, of all the political fighting. And what are we fighting about? None of this is our core mission. None of this, fighting over politics that has nothing to do with 4,000 years of Jewish history. What's the mission? The mission is to learn the Torah. We proudly stood at Mount Sinai and we said, Nasa v'nishma. We will do and we will hear, because we saw the great power of Hashem when he took us out of Egypt. We saw all the miracles. We saw clearly that Hashem was running the world. And then he spoke to us as a nation, 3 million Jewish people. And then the Midrash says the souls of every Jewish person that was going to be born, the soul of every Gerim, like everyone that was going to convert and join the Jewish people. And we all heard Hashem speak. We saw the sound waves coming from all directions, from the infinite being speaking to us. We heard the 10 Commandments. We received 2 sets of the Luchos, the sapphire tablets with the 10 Commandments. And how do we win this battle? How do we bring Mashiach? So we got to win these. We got to beat Amalek in these 3 different things that he's trying to do. But how we beat the division, and we notice that what did Haman say to Achashverosh about the Jewish people? He says, they're spread out, they're separated, they're spread out through your whole empire. How we win is when we're unified. When we come together, that's how we begin to defeat the forces of Amalek. And when we become echad, when we become one, so the numerical value of the word is echad, and now we remove all the doubt, of Hashem's unity, the doubt that there's any other divine force, there's no other power, it's ein od milvado, there's only Hashem, there's nothing else. And then it also is the gematria, it's the numerical value of ahava. So we defeat the sinas chinam, we defeat the baseless hatred for each other, and we replace it with the ahava chinam. When we have the love for each other, when we come back, we're one family, we're one nation, one man, one heart. And that is the power of Purim. And that's the very special power of Purim, because it defeats all aspects of Amalek. When we read the Megillah, there's no doubt. We see clearly it's the revealing, the Megillah, the revealing of the Nister, the hidden. Even though Hashem's acting in a hidden manner, it's all revealed. And then we see that Hashem is directing all the events. We see it's like Baruch Mordecai. The Mordecai is blessed, and Aror Haman. Haman is cursed. Amalek's cursed. And then trying to hide Hashem, the Megillah reveals Hashem. It reveals Hashem's actions. And then the most important thing, the mitzvahs of the Mishloach Manos. We send gifts to each other, and we have the Matanos Evyonim, the gifts to the poor. And then we unite the Jewish people. And it's a day of Simcha, or Liyehudim, light, to the Jewish people, the light of the Torah. And this is the day, it's a great day of happiness and celebration. And we begin to unite. We become one people again, and we have that echad. we become unified again, and this is how we can defeat Amalek, and this is how we can bring Mashiach this year. So Bezrat Hashem, wouldn't it be so special to see this great awakening and all the Jewish people celebrate Purim, the most fun holiday. The Arizal says Purim is so holy, right, that Yom Kippur is just a Yom Kippurim. It's just a day like Purim. And Purim has the power to be holier and unifying, and we can defeat Amalek. We can bring the unity of Hashem and the revelation of Hashem to the world, and that's the Gula. And then we can bring, the Olam Hazeh, the world, this world that we're living in, into the Yemot Mashiach, into the Days of Moshiach. All right, let's do it. Purim, it's so much fun. It's the best holiday of the year. It unifies us. We defeat the evil forces of Amalek. And let's win the war. Let's bring Mashiach into the world. All right, give me your comments. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Purim Sameach. Have a happy and freilich of Purim. And see you back again soon on Sweet and Good Torah.